Hey everybody, and welcome to JED TV, where educators come to get equipped, encouraged, and empowered. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of JED TV. I'm excited to be with you this week to equip, encourage, and empower you. I don't know about you, but I need all of those things this week because it's been a rough few days for me. I've had a little bit of bronchitis going on. That's why I didn't film an episode of JED TV last week, because you know what? So many things are attacking me, trying to say, you're trying too hard to make this perfect. And I keep telling myself, if you wait on perfection, it does not happen. You know, I've been inspired by the work of Austin Kleon for years now. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Austin Kleon is amazing. He wrote this book called Show Your Work. And right at the beginning of the book, page 14, he says right here, he says, be an amateur. He says, we're all terrified of being revealed as amateurs, but in fact, today it is the amateur, the enthusiast, who pursues his or her work in the spirit of love. In French, the word means lover, regardless of the potential for fame, money, or career, who often has the advantage over the professional because they have little to lose. Amateurs are willing to try anything and share the results. That's what JED TV is. It's me trying anything and sharing the results, and I'm just excited to be with you. I need to have a little sip of tea because I'm not quite over my bronchitis. What y'all think about this mug? I got this mug from a homemade potter nearby where I live. Nice little peach tranquility for my tea. All right, let's get on with the show. Equip, encourage, empower. The first thing I want to do is equip you with a new idea all about this book, The Perfect Square, or Perfect Square, not The Perfect Square, Perfect Square, by Michael Hall. Obviously, the book is about a perfect square, but each day of the week, something kind of yucky, terrible, bad happens to the square. Gets ripped, gets shattered, gets, torn into pieces. On Thursday, it says right here, he was shattered. Yeah, and then, but he pulled himself together and made himself into a bridge. And each day, something happens to the square, and he kind of transforms himself into something new and beautiful in spite of the things that have happened to him. And it's such a neat story for me because in my own life, like your life, I know all of us have things that happen, and we have to gather ourselves back together and create something out of the mess, turn the mess into the message. And that's what this book is kind of about. Now, I hate that we have to go through things, but sometimes life throws things at us. I'll be a little real personal. Tomorrow, I'm having a colonoscopy. Yeah. So today is prep day, thus the tea. Well, I have tea every day, but I'm having a lot of tea today. Anyway, talking about being amateur, I've got this laying here. This is the little lapel mic. I'm still trying to figure out how it works. It doesn't work with all the apps that I want to use my videos with. Anyway, just being an amateur, just showing y'all, trying different things. So what do I do with the book, The Perfect Square? I love this book. I give each student a perfect square piece of paper, like so. I cut off the little piece. This is just 8.5 by 11. You could buy the 12 by 12 scrapbook paper sheets, and it's ready to go. You don't have to do anything. But if you don't have a paper cutter where you can cut it off, or you want to do it really quickly, take your piece of paper, fold it like so, and then just cut this piece off, and voila, you've got a perfect square. Your students could do that. What do I do with this? In my college classes, I give this to each student, and then I have them rip it, shred it, tear it, whatever they want to do to it, whatever they think that they want to do to destroy this square. And then they can share pieces with each other around the room. I give everybody a different color so that they have a variety of pieces. And then they take all those pieces and they put them together to make a mosaic, a collage of something beautiful and something new. Sometimes I have them glue it down on a piece of paper. Sometimes I have them mess all their pieces up and then make something else. One time I took all the pieces and mailed them to them the next semester when they were in the middle of their student teaching. And sometimes student teaching can be like, everything's going crazy. And I mailed them to them randomly to remind them that all those pieces are going to come together and make something. Another thing I do when I've been doing staff development, I give these bags like this. Yes, just an old wrinkled white lunch bag. And I have it full of these squares. These are like colored squares. You know what it is? It's paint chips. Yep, Valspar paint chips. I just cut them up into squares and put them in here. And I give the bag to the table, and they can't open it until I say mark, set, go. And then when I say go, they can dump all. I say dump all the pieces. I don't tell them anything that's inside. They dump all of the pieces out, and they have like 3 minutes to develop a piece of artwork that shows me something about their school or about their team or about their grade level that they teach. And then they have to create a story about it. And then I tell them to mix them all up and then create something else. And then mix them all up, create something else. And then after you do that 4 or 5 times, and they take a picture of each one, and then it makes their own little perfect square story. Isn't that fun? Students love that. Teachers love that. I hope that you'll love that. I hope you feel equipped with a new idea. Let's go on to some encouragement. Now, encouragement each week that I do these shows, I don't know what it's going to be until the day that I do it. And today I want to encourage you with a funny story that happened to me as a teacher. I would love to hear your funny stories. Oh, before I go too far, if you try that perfect square idea, please put out pictures and let me see. Use the hashtag JedTV and tag me in them at Mr. Dayerbeer on Twitter and Instagram. I would love to see what you're doing. Fast forward to encourage. If you got some funny stories that I like the one I'm about to tell you, I want to hear about them too. So tag me, JedTV. Here's my funny story. It happened in 2003. I had a student, we'll call him Bobby. And Bobby had the biggest brown eyes and a blonde bold cut. Just perfect little blonde bowl sat on his head, it looked like. And he raised his hand. He said, Mr. Dayerbeer, I think I got diarrhea. I said, Bobby, my goodness, why do you think that? Are you having a colonoscopy? Like, I mean, that's TMI. But hey, I'm an amateur here, right? We're just talking, and I see my computer my phone bouncing. That's because I'm sorry. Okay, back to my story. Bobby says, Mr. Dayerbeer, I think I have diarrhea. Well, Bobby, what makes you think that? He looks at me, dead serious, y'all, and he said, well, I'm sitting in it. And I looked down at his chair, and sure enough, he was sitting in it and had run off the side of his chair. There was a little puddle under his chair. There was a little chair pocket on the back of the seat. It was ruined. I just had to get rid of it. Y'all, I felt so bad for Bobby. Like if he would have just told me. But I bet it just snuck up on him. It happens. It happens to the best of us. What I love, why is that story encouraging? Because it just highlights the humanity of our students, of us. It happens. Those things happen. So I think that's a great story. I hope that will encourage you. Things happen, you can fill in the other word there if you want to. But anyway, things happen. Bobby is 23, 24 now. I love it. Anyway, speaking of, big shout out to Victor, the custodian at our school, because he came and made magic happen in that classroom, cleaned it all up and tidied the room up. We spent the rest of the day outside to let the room, air out. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Victor. Thank you, Victor. All right, let's empower you for just a minute. I want to ask you a question. What do you do well as a teacher? What do you do super, super well? Are you really good at crafting creative lessons? Are you really good at classroom management? Is that your thing? Like you have a procedure and for everything and they're really good and they work like clockwork. Maybe you're super organized. Like you got your filing cabinets all organized. Some of y'all might not even have filing cabinets. Some of you young teachers who are just starting out, maybe you have all your digital files like so nice. My friend Julie, who wrote the Playful Classroom with me, she is amazing organized digitally. I am not organized digitally. Y'all should see my desktop. It's like stuff, which a lot of people is surprising because lots of my life is organized, but digitally I am just not there. Making these videos, oh my gosh, y'all, it's been a struggle because I can't just turn on the camera. There's a lot to it. And so anyway, but what are you good at? What are you great at as a teacher? I think I'm pretty good at motivating students and getting them excited. I think that's something I'm good at. And I think the more that I focus on that, the better I get. And so what I want to empower you to do is focus on what you're good at as an educator. Focus on what you can do well and build on that. Sometimes we have a lot of negative self-speak and we focus on the things we're not good at. Let's focus on the things that we are good at in education, and let's make them better and better and better and be stronger. And let's help the people around us to get better with those things because we're good at them, and let the ripple effect. So anyway, that's all for this episode of Jed TV. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing your perfect square, playful learning experiences out there with that. I would love to hear your funny stories of encouragement. I would love to know what you're good at. Brag on yourself and empower yourself out there. Social media at Mr. Dayberry and the hashtag JedTV. We will see you at the next episode. Thanks for watching Jed TV. Tune in for the next episode at all social media channels for at Mr. Dayberry. We hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.